This is a mess of a Star Trek book. Let's see what we've got here. The Enterprise, whose crew is already exhausted, is searching through an area of space where, yes, they hit a temporal anomaly and get flung into the space between the arms of the spiral galaxy. Luckily, though, there's a planet nearby. The Enterprise's engines are messed up and they need repairs. The reason why they find the planet is that they're producing a lot of transporter energy. It should be noted that later on, Scotty points out that you don't necessarily need a warp field for this. You could do it with fusion reactors. They go in orbit of the planet. Kirk realizes it's a first contact situation, and yes, they need to be aware of the prime directive. They go down to the planet's surface, where, after some very mild questioning by the locals, they admit that they're not from around there. They find out about the society of the planet. Basically, it's split up in 3 groups. You have the police/military, you have essentially religious figures, and you have the engineers. Not a surprise which are the most rational and are the most open to the idea of people from out there, even if they don't have much concept of out there, since where they are, they can't actually see the star field. They just see kind of a streak of light in the sky sometimes. Kirk discovers that the reason why they built all this transporter technology is that occasionally their sun will fire off some rays which will irradiate the planet. Unfortunately for the Enterprise, this is going to happen soon, and it's going to kill everyone on the Enterprise as well. Spoiler, we start with the spoilers here. Spock realizes that he can easily stop the star from doing this by firing 2 torpedoes into it, because science. How this is actually going to work, well, hand wave, it's science fiction. The kicker is that there is a mathematical chance that it's going to cause either a nova or a supernova, which is really going to mess up this planet. Now, you would think that Kirk would maybe want to talk to the locals, why he's going to be doing this and get their permission and the like, but no, the Enterprise is more important, so Kirk just says, go ahead, do it. He admits that he's broken the prime directive at this point. Now, from the original series of Star Trek, and later on after this book is published in 82 rather, there are many episodes where the prime directive has been violated and it's really messed things up badly. But no, in this case, we're going to actually have it work out. How is Kirk going to make it work out? Well, he's going to threaten to kidnap various figures from their 3 factions and actually go ahead and do it at one point. Take them, show them space. Keith Candido, in his Tor.com Star Trek The Next Generation reviews, talks about how Picard does this in Next Generation. He typically takes the female alien up to the Enterprise and says, look at space, isn't space beautiful? And she has a change of heart from whatever she was thinking before. Kirk goes beyond this because it's 3 different groups of people who have different reactions to it. There's much about how that they're not going to actually negotiate against them. They're going to just try to foster them to do negotiating amongst themselves. But it doesn't make much sense at all. The conclusion of the book, total spoilers here, completely forgets about the fact that apparently the Enterprise is far away from Federation space. Once the Enterprise warp engine is fixed, they just sail off at warp 1 and then go about their merry way. There's no idea this is going to take months or years to get back. They're just there. There is an interesting societal part about this, or at least eye-rolling interesting. Apparently, we all have open carry, and it leads to a polite society, which I'm not even going to touch that. So, and at the very end of the book, we name drop Admiral Perry and his black ships, which of course forcibly opened Japan, and this is held up as a good thing. Even for the 1980s, I'm assuming that we weren't thinking that. A very strange book. The the characterizations of the characters is also off, not just beyond Kirk. Every character calls McCoy Bones at some point, which of course only Kirk does. It's just a very strange book, and I get that this was one of the earlier media tie-in books, that they probably weren't using the same sort of editorial control and follow the Star Trek Bible as they would be later on. But it's just a bit of a mess, and it's doesn't feel like Star Trek, quite frankly. Maybe this is in the I did not like this book list. I very much doubt I'll be reading it again. I'm quite happy I only paid 99 cents on Kindle for it. I'll keep it. Maybe someday when I'm working my way back to the entire series, I'll revisit it, but it's not going to be anytime soon.